Yo, what's up, guys? It's Joe again, back here with another video. You dig? And as y'all can tell by the title and what probably a good majority of you would like to know, if y'all don't already know, is how to save energy, how to save on your monthly energy bill. So the thing is energy has skyrocketed. Well, until now, it's actually kind of stayed the same, if not went down a little bit, depending on where you're at. But 2020 and up 2024, energy prices were crazy. And then, not trying to get political, but politics, and here's the thing: people say they're not political, they don't care about politics and stuff like that. But when you really sit back and look at everything, politics control everything. And it's a shame, but I mean, politics literally control energy prices. Politics literally controls jobs, especially certain jobs, like blue collar jobs. It just controls everything. And grocery prices, inflation, politics controls everything. So if y'all aren't educated in politics, like I said, I'm not gonna go too deep into it on here, but say y'all aren't educated in politics, I'd try to get educated if I were you. But anyways, the period from 2020 to 2024, that's when energy prices went up the most. And something really annoying and unfortunate, depending on your energy provider, I have a DTE. There's this thing called peak hours. The time frame is from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. You'll get charged, I think, double the rate. Some ridiculous, just something that it's just dumb. It's dumb. Literally when I moved out in 21 and got my first energy bill. So where I stay at, if y'all watch my previous videos, if not, go check them out. I stay in a condo. But the type of condo I stay in, it's just a one floor. But the negative thing is, well, the negative thing in the summertime is yes, it's a one floor condo, but I'm upstairs, if that makes sense. So and then say for y'all who didn't pay attention in science class or whatever, heat rises. So since I'm up, the heat's obviously gonna rise up. So I be getting killed mainly in the summertime. When I first moved out, I was thinking, my bill shouldn't be nothing crazy. It should be cheap, blasey blasey, whatever. I think my first 3 months, my bill was pushing 200, and I think one time it got over 200, like 220, and I'm I ended up calling up DTE, yo, somebody needs to come check this meter. Am I paying for someone else's? What's going on? Because when I first moved out, was when I went back to Walmart after I quit the first time. So once I got this place, I ended up working my main job and Walmart. So I was never even here to even be burning energy. The only thing that'd be running would be my AC and furnace. Well, come to find out, the DTE people broke it down to me saying, yeah, from 3 to 7, are you running anything? And I'm like, from that time, I'm at work. From that time, so I'll leave there from my main job, come here, be here for maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and then boom, I'm the Walmart. So it wasn't making any sense to me. So she broke down peak hours. My parents also broke it down to me a little bit more. But yeah, that's something they added on in 2020 because of all the energy restrictions, the last party had on. That's just how it is. Say you're putting caps on energy companies and making them downsize and downgrade, and then we're using, so right now, so every single day we use more energy than we did in the past. So you're telling me you want these energy companies to downsize and downgrade all their grids just to better the environment? Come on, man. All that's doing is making them charge more for energy, hurting us, the citizens, the consumers of energy, whatever you want to call it. But anyways, And then before 2020, like I said, there was no such thing as peak hours and all this stupid stuff they added on. But anyways, going into talking about peak hours and what I do. Say you're someone who lives in something like what I do. You could even call it an apartment. Say you live in an upfloor apartment. Will probably be the same thing. This place is probably about 1,200 square feet, 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, nothing crazy. And like I say, 1 floor, but I'm up. I'm not. So there's someone below me and people next to me, but no one above me. I'm on the second floor. So in the summertime, it can get pretty hot in here, not gonna lie. Even on a cool day, say it's like mid to low 70s and the breeze is blowing, it can still get hot in here. So that's the one negative. In the wintertime, it's nice, but let's talk about the summer months right now. So I don't know about people in houses, but at least for me, what I do during the week, so I try to minimize my energy use for peak hours like crazy. So like once it hits 3 o'clock, say I'm running the AC is going off. And some people might think this is crazy, but just hear me out. The AC is going off at 3, and it's not coming back on till 7:01. That's just how it is, and that's what worked for me in the past. So what I would do in the summer is I'd run the AC pretty much all morning and all like not all afternoon, but from 12 to like so I would set an alarm. I literally got it set today. Today's a Monday when I'm filming this video. I'm not sure when I'm gonna upload it. It might be uploaded the same day, but anyways, so on a Monday, like today, it'll run at 70. So I set my AC to 70. That's just my preference. Some of y'all might set it lower. Some of y'all might set it higher, but I set mine at 70. My girl actually be wanting me to set it lower. I'm like, I don't know. And then the thing is, so I also got newer shit. We'll get into all that. I'm getting like, I'm all over the place. Let's just go one by one. So like I said, I run my unit all morning and like from 12 to like 2:58. And then once my phone goes off at 2:58, I turn it off and then don't go back on until 7:01. So what that does is running it during non-peak hours is actually saving money. Some people might not think that because then they'll just be like, oh, well, it has to run nonstop to cool down. Well, at least in my situation, what I have my AC set at least during the week. So on the weekends, peak hours are not a thing. So on the weekends, I'll crank it up to 74 because in my position where like I say, in the kind of place where I'm at, keeping it at 70 and say it's like above 80, it's not really gonna stop anyways at 70. So on the weekends, what I do with no peak hours, I crank it up to 74. It can run, stop, and it's actually really comfortable in here. It's not too hot, nothing crazy. And then at nighttime, when it can actually get down to 70 and hold it, that's when I crank it down to 70. And I also just like sleeping cool. I don't know anyone that likes being hot when they sleep. So I drop it down to 70 no matter what at night. But at nighttime, it can actually drop down to 70 and hold it and then just go on, off when needed to. But during the week, like I said, I run it all day, well, all morning or whatever. Then at 2:58, I cut it off. Don't cut it back on till 7:01. And then after 7:01, like I say, it's pretty chill. And it's running most of the night because depending on the temperature of the day, it'll get up to like 74, 75, maybe even 76 sometimes. And it will take a minute for it to cool down. But like I said, say you're someone that also has newer units. The newer units are supposed to be more energy efficient. I'm not sure how true that is, but all I know is it helped save me. Like I said, when I first moved out, my first 3 bills, because it took me a minute to realize like, oh, this is crazy. Like, why is it so much? Until I actually looked into it. But yeah, it's just stuff you got to watch out for. But it helped me out. Like I said, my bills went from almost being 200 and over 200 to being barely over $100. And that's good for the summer. Like I say, the air in the summer, I use more energy than in the wintertime, because like I said, in the wintertime, it's kind of helpful being a top unit, because heat rises, and I do the same thing in the wintertime. Once 258 come up, shut it off. Don't cut the heat back on until 701. It's nothing crazy. And in my situation, I just got new windows and all that too. So I'm not really getting any cold drafts. So so in the wintertime, unless it's like really, really cold, my bill's not over 100. And even if it's over 100, the most it usually is like 110, 112. Nothing crazy. And then, like I said, for the summertime, my bill is normally like 140, 150 around there. And like I said, in my opinion, that's still a little high, but compared to what I was paying until I started paying attention to the peak hours, it ended up saving me a good amount. And yeah, I don't know. It's just crazy. I like they probably won't, because energy companies have made so much money from doing this. But I just hope someday they eliminate peak hours. Like I said, this never used to be a thing until 2020. Never used to be a thing until 2020. And like I said, in 2020, you had, like I said, I don't want to get into too many politics, but it's just facts. It's what happened. So. But hopefully in the near future, they either eliminate or lower energy prices. This sucks. And like I said, my provider is DTE. It all depends on your provider. I'm pretty sure some states might not even have it. And I know some states have it, but it's on a different time. Either it's earlier in the day, or it's a longer period of time or whatever. But say y'all aren't educated on peak hours, please get educated. Once I got educated, like I said, I ended up actually seeing some savings, and it's good. And like I said, everyone's situation is going to be different. Like I said, say you're in a one floor apartment or one floor condo like me, and you're up top, you'll be able to kind of gauge this better. But like I said, it also depends, because I also have newer energy efficient units. I'm not sure how energy efficient they actually are, but I know that it runs smoother, and it runs and obviously it blows cooler air. It's newer. Like I said, my old AC went out, so I was forced to get a whole new unit. And then in the process, I'm like, might as well just knock out the furnace. They were both getting up there in age, so might as well just do both. But like I said, for everyone, it's going to be a little bit different. Because like some people might have older units that aren't as energy efficient, so you might end up seeing kind of an increase, because it has to run more to cool down or heat up, or depending on whatever kind of year it is, or whatever time of the year it is. I mean, but yeah, just things you got to watch out for. So like I say, my main thing is during peak hours. Like I say you're a DTE customer or whatever, or say you mirror the same peak hours as me, from 3 to 7, try to limit all that energy use, and then you'll start seeing it. Like I said, the main thing you'll see is the main thing I would like to try to cut back on is the main electronics that use a lot of energy. And the same thing goes for cooking. Say my girl isn't here, say she's working late one night or whatever, and say I plan on cooking dinner. I'm not cooking dinner until after 7, but say my girl's here, obviously, and she's hungry, I'll cook, or if she wants to cook, she can cook. But, even cooking, I try to avoid, during peak hours. Washing clothes, drying clothes, all that stuff, try to avoid. Say you have a garage, try to not be opening and closing it a lot, during it, because garages use a good amount of energy. It might not seem like it, but seem like it for a door that's just doing this, but hey, they do use a good amount of energy, especially for someone that open and close it nonstop. So just things to look out for. Hope this video was good, I don't know, educational wise. And then say for y'all who watch this that didn't even know about peak hours, yes, it's a thing, especially if you have DTE. And I know other providers in other states do it. And like I said, I'm pretty sure some states don't do it. So like I said, say y'all aren't sure, I'd call your provider, check it out, And yeah, like I said, whatever time the peak hour rate is, just try to limit your energy usage. That's it. But hopefully this video helped y'all out or whatever. And like, subscribe if you enjoyed, dislike, you know, whatever y'all feeling. And I'll see y'all around. Peace.